everybody. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. I thank you guys for being here. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit background of what is being presented tonight. As you guys know, I have been working the YSL Young Thug RICO trial, and recently, one of the motions that the attorney for Young Thug submitted has been like given so much like static on the YouTube world, on social media. And what tonight I'm attempting to do is help to educate some of you guys in regard to what's going on. I'm going to show you a video of the arrest. Then I'm going to read to you the motions that was submitted. And hopefully my guests will be here by the time I complete all of this. Without further ado, I am going to play the arrest that occurred on March 2021. I can give you the exact date. Hold on a second. I can give you the exact date. Just 1 second. The exact date of the arrest was March 17th, not 21. March 17th, 2022 was the arrest of Mr. Shannon Stillwell, along with Mr. Nichols, and also AKA Shannon Jackson as well, because his name, he has two last names. I'm going to go ahead and play the video of the arrest, the chase, and all that. And then after that, I will bring to you guys the motion. Okay. Hey, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's get started. Thank you, Denise, Taisha. Thank you. Y'all, welcome her. This is Shannon Stillwell's fiance. She's in the chat. Thank you, darling. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and show you the video from the actual arrest, okay?
Yeah, from radio. I can have the radio. You don't need to, you can cancel the repeat. Coming up to Normanberry, continuing westbound through Normanberry, still westbound on Cleveland. Meadowlark bends westbound, so he's westbound on Meadowlark, coming up the Boulder Way. All right, he's pulling into a driveway. 2481 Meadowlark Drive. Driver is he got two running. Driver has a maroon colored beanie on, black jacket, blue jeans. They're both running northbound behind 2481 Meadowlark Drive.
I use caution. Sanders to be on the dangerous. Go check on the dangerous.
Go in the house. Go in the house. Go in the house. Why are you here?
Hey, go ahead.
Everything here in a minute, man. I ain't gonna do nothing, bro. Yep. You want him in my car? Just the same. Yeah, keep it separate. I'm gonna go to that shit man over there. Are you on? Hey, what's your name? Wait, Marcus. Wait, Marcus. What's your last name? Nicholas. Wait, Marcus Nicholas. Wait, Marcus Nicholas. Yes, hey, Nicholas. What's your name?
All right, y'all. That was the arrest. Now, did you see in the background what was being shown where you see those guys that was in the backyard? And supposedly this is where they claimed there was a ritual being done. So I didn't see any goats, I didn't see anything like that, but supposedly it was some ritual. But I do have my guests here. All right, let me show my face so my guests will see me. I do have my guest, Mr. I want to say, let me let him come in so he can say his name the correct way. Hold on, here he is. Hello.
Hello, Alapia. My name is Ogunlade.
Ogunlade.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you for coming because I wanted you to come on so you can give us some educational what exactly the religion or the practices that was going on as far as in the backyard where they claiming that there was some sacrificing of goats and all that. And I want to educate the people of what exactly was going on. So I will give the floor over to you so you can explain everything to the people.
Okay, first I would like to start off by saying the Lafayette, which meaning in Yoruba, may peace be upon you. So I send peace upon everyone. My name is Ogunlade, and I have been studying Ifa since 2006. And Ifa is a spiritual system. We don't confine it as a religion because when we confine it as a religion, that make us judgmental of others' practice and others' beliefs. So with Ifa is wisdom, Ifa is knowledge. Ifa is the system that we use to create and connect with our ancestors and the deities which we consider orishas that assist us on an everyday basis. We believe in one God, which is Olodumare, the supreme God. Oludumare is the creator of all. So within Ifa, we understand that sacrifice guarantees success. Sacrifice removes the negative energy that is surrounding ones and that is keeping one stagnant within their life with the sacrifices. But in Ifa, we understand that the biggest sacrifice is self-sacrifice, and that is dealing with one's negative traits within them that hinder them from growing to reaching their higher self, to reaching their better image of God that they were sent here to show. Because as we know, we treat others how we want to be treated. We do unto others as we want done unto us. So with Ifa, we stress what we consider Iwa Puele, which basically meaning good character. So when our God kids or our clients come to us and trying to get their life aligned, because 9 times out of 10, basically 10 times out of 10, most people are only coming because things are going wrong within their life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when they come, and most priests and Babalawos and Iyanifas, these are ones that are connected to Olodumare and connected to the deity and connected to the ancestors in the spiritual realm and able to communicate with them. But when one sit in front of a Babalawo, a Iyanifa, a Babalorisha, or Iyalorisha, they're supposed to be understanding that it's time for change and it's time for enlightenment within their life.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for them to relinquish and remove all negativity that has been hindering them from reaching their destiny. So a lot of people are off path of their destiny because a lot of people are entrapped within society and are egocentric and look for acceptance from society. You know, so they get caught up in the wicked ways of the world, you know, the negative energies, and they lose the true purpose that they were sent here from heaven to serve here on earth. Because in Ifa, we understand that heaven is our home and earth is only the marketplace. That once we leave the marketplace, we will return to our home, heaven, and sit at the feet of our ancestors and sit at the feet of Olodumare. So when we understand this, it helps us to understand the characteristics of the Orishas, that understand the characteristics of our ancestors. So we won't repeat the mistakes that they have once did here on earth. So if I with the sacrifices, like I tell a lot of my God kids that come to me, I tell them that sacrifice and blood sacrifice would not be needed if one is changing their character. You cannot come into Ifa to try to manipulate one's wrongdoing, you know. So yes, blood sacrifice of animals are needed or used, and that is only because those animals are sacred to the deities, to the Orishas. So it's as of us giving this animal to this deity as an offering, as like the Aztecs once did when they say they did blood sacrifice with humans. But in Ifa, we don't believe blood sacrifice with humans is necessary or even needed or even like it's not allowed in Ifa. You know, it's not allowed because Ifa is wisdom and knowledge. You know, and like I say, Ifa stresses Iwa Pwele, good character and gentle character.
Okay. So are you familiar with what's going on with the YSL case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Mr. Stillwell, Mr. Jackson, is he part of the E5? Is it religion? I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yes, ma'am. You can say the religion. Yes, ma'am. He is.
So he's part of the E5 religion.
Yes, ma'am.
So my thing is, do you think what is the purpose of the state trying to bring that into this case, his religion practice into this case? What do you think the purpose of it all is? Because you just explained there is no blood sacrifice of human being.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that's being charged is murder. So I'm trying to understand, are they trying to say that during this ritual of, I guess, were there some ritual of goats at the time?
I wasn't there at the time, but to my knowledge, it probably was because in Ifa goats are used, and it probably was for the Orisha like Shango, you know, or for Eshu, and these are deities that love goats and love rams, you know. So with that, it could have been possible that the goats were present.
Okay, so Jeffrey Williams is not part of E5.
To my knowledge, I don't know. I don't know to my knowledge.
Because when I talked to his father, he says no, there's no, that was not, he's not part of that. But Mr. Stillwell, Mr. Jackson, he is part of it. And what about Mr. Nichols? Do you know if he's part of the E5 religion?
I don't know who is Nichols is, man.
Okay. So you only know Mr. Stillwell / Jackson, right?
Yeah, I know other couple, but I don't know him by that government name.
Okay.
You know, by nicknames like Umfunk. That's probably Mr. Nicholas who you talking about. Or
No. That's Umfung is not Mr. Nicholas. I forgot Mr. Nick. I don't. Anybody know what Mr. Nichols' nickname is? Anybody know? Okay. But go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, so so the blood sacrifice of a goat probably was being done at the time, but with that, it wouldn't have been for him, because if he was getting the work done, he would have had to be present in front of the goat.
So it wasn't done for him because he was when I was playing the video, it shows that he was running to it because he was already someplace else when they started the chase. Because I
Mhm.
wanted to show the people that how they trying to correlate it to something that's not even part of it. You can't say that the ritual religion thing that was going on had something to do with the chase. It was two different separate situations.
Exactly. See, he probably ran back to there for refuge,
Mm-hmm.
for a safe haven, because most people that come to where we consider an Elay, this is a home where we practice Ifa. They come into it and they feel peaceful. It's a peaceful environment. It's an uplifting environment, and it's a safe environment. Like it's just the feeling of being protected by knowing that you're surrounded by these energies or these deities, which are orishas that governs and helps assist us here on earth. So that's probably why he ran back to that direction as a safe haven, knowing if I go back to my spiritual home, that I will be safe, I will be confined. So there's one trusting his ancestors, there's one trusting his Orisha, one trusting his Ori, his head.
Okay.
So that's probably why he ran back to the Elaine.
Okay. What would you like the people to know about EFI and as far as what's going on right now with the YSL case and things like that? What would you like us who are I'm very ignorant to the layer of that form of religion. What would you like us to embrace and understand as far as EFI?
Okay. If you want, I can I?
Yeah, you can share.
I was trying to see if I can turn. Well, no, I can't flip my camera. Can I?
You can flip your camera. If you go into setting and then hit video. And it should be face view or back view.
Oh, okay. I see. Right now. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Then I'm gonna lay you out by yourself. Hold on a second.
Okay. So these this is what we consider as a Elay, as a temple, and these are considered as orishas, deities that help assist us right here. So I want to just explain about the orishas, about the deities, so people have an understanding of what these deities represent. So this is Orisha Obatila, and I go to Orisha Obatila, the father of the white cloth, the father of purity, the father of happiness, the father of laughter, the father that created created the sculptures of the humans. He's over the albino kids. He's over the children that have disabilities. Orisha Obatila. And this is Orisha that we come to find peace within ourselves when our life is unbalanced, when our head is unclear, when we do not know the direction to go within our life. We ask Obatila to help us to have a clear Ori, to have a clear head. He's the father of all Orishas. So with Obatila bring their happy lives. He bring happiness and peace. And then we have Orisha Yamaja. She's the mother of all Orishas. She governs the top of the seas, the oceans. She's over all the fish and all the creatures within the ocean. She's the big mother. She's over female fertility, reproduction. It is Yamaja, that is the big mother. She's that female energy that can raise a whole village. So that big mother, that lady in the village or that lady in your neighborhood, they just take care of everyone. They just sit and just nurture everyone. That's that energy of Yamaja. You know, so when we understand this, we understand the importance of the female role of the importance of the female and the feminine energy that nurtures us with Yamaja. And then we have Orisha Ifa or Rumila. This is Orisha that governs our destiny, that helps us to align ourselves with our destiny, that helps us to understand our purpose here on earth. Is Orisha Rumila. He's the Orisha that sees the past, the present, and the future. Then we have Orisha Shango. Orisha Shango, he's the king, he's the Oba, he's the energy of fire. That's that energy of fire, that fiery energy that give us courage, that keep us going, that keep us striving to reach our destiny, because it was Orisha Shango that went to Orunmila when Shango was off of his destiny. When Shango was at war, it was Orunmila that told Shango that his energy was too fiery, it was too hot, his temper was too outrageous, and it was Orunmila that told Shango that he needed to go and find peace with Orisha Obatila. So that's what Shango did, and Shango became king and helped to conquer over villages that was being tortured, people being tortured, women being raped, and a lot of poverty going on. So it was Shango that came and blessed the village. He's over wealth too. He's over he deals with money and luck. So that's the Orisha Shango. And then a lot of females know I have this energy within them all the way. And this is Orisha Oshun. Oshun is that Orisha of the rivers, of the fresh waters. That is that feminine energy that is very flamboyant, that is very beautiful. She's the Orisha of love. She's over sweetness. She's deals like the sweetness is dealing representing the honey. So she represents that honey. Honey signifies purity also, because honey have uh minerals within it that helps to purify and that helps to heal. So it is Oshun that we go to when we're down or we're feeling as of our love life is not going how it's supposed to go, or that we're not receiving the love that we need. It is Oshun that we go to when women are having trouble bearing children. They go to Orisha Oshun, because Oshun is that Orisha that gives female fertility, that helps them to create and reproduce kids. But Yamaja is the one that holds the child in her womb. So it is Orisha Oshun of love, of sweetness that we go to. So those are just some of the deities or the Orisha that I just wanted to explain about, so that people can have an understanding that it's nothing directing an individual to do wrong. These energies help you to align yourself to do what is right.
So it's not any type of black magic or anything like that. That's what you're saying?
Okay, when we talk about black magic, we have to understand what is being spoken of when we speak about these type of terms and its terminology, because you have black magic and you have white magic also. So, and no, most people like, huh? What? White magic? Yeah, you have white magic, and white and black magic is just basically meaning. And I'm gonna give a breakdown of it. And black magic doesn't mean nothing but spiritual worshiping done by the melanated people.
Oh, okay.
So that's why they call it black magic.
Oh, I thought it was because they're worshiping the devil or something like that.
Oh no. They call it black magic because the melanated skin within us. And they will call white magic from the Caucasian, from the Carquinez mountains. You know, that is the white magic. So they will be as in Christianity, Catholic, you know, like those type of things, like those type of spiritual systems
Mm,
are basically surrounded by the image of the Caucasians.
okay.
So they have white magic, you have black magic, you know. So when we look at it, we have to see, like, Ifa teaches us about our true power and the true creations of God. Okay, so everyone has the ability to create manifestation. Everyone. Everyone can manifest.
Mm-hmm.
So people probably looking at me like, oh, what you mean? And I'm finna break it down about how everyone was allowed to manifest. And this the God within you. That's how we're connected to the all high, almighty God. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the ability of manifestation comes from one's thought and one's tongue. If I think it and I speak it, it will form and it will manifest. So Ifa teaches us on how to enhance and create manifestation in a fast way, in a quick way. So that's why they would look at it and they would say as in they're doing magic,
Mm-hmm.
doing black magic,
Mm-hmm.
because we're able to create manifestation at a fast rate.
Is it because of the sacrifices or what? Why? How is it that they're?
So it's because of the melon within us and our connection with God that this manifestation able to happen so fast. But for the priests and the priests and priestesses that do the work, yes, we have knowledge on how to speak in the native tongue in order to make this manifestation happen. You know, because we understand that Ifa, the language of God is vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
The language of God is numerology, you know. So when we understand numbers, we understand that every number holds a vibration within it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so within E5, we understand how to create this manifestation by setting the right vibration to get on the right frequency to channel this energy in order for the manifestation to happen right here and right now.
Okay.
But it don't happen as in most people may think it, like as in, oh, we do ritual and it happened right then and there. It may take 3 days, it may take 7 days, it may take 14 days, it may take 21 days, it may take 30 days, it may take 60 days sometimes. But it all depends on the priest or the priestesses that's doing the work
Okay.
and a connection with the Orishas and God.
Okay. Very.
So
So, were you willing to answer any questions from the people in the chat or
I can answer questions.
okay, do anyone have any questions in the chat? I know everybody's like stunned. It's like, okay, what are we doing here? But it's more of education, guys. I don't want us to walk around here in this world being ignorant because God says knowledge is power. So for us to be informed and not just be, like sheep's going to a slaughter, not understanding what's going on in different type of religion, and also not being fooled by what the enemy is telling us. I'm saying, those who don't want us to be enlightened on what's going on in life. So okay, Toria said, I love learning about different religions and culture. That's what Toria just said. Do
Okay.
anybody have any questions? I think a lot of people are trying to figure out. Okay, so is this not voodoo? That's what Taisha asked.
Okay, Thais asked, so is it not voodoo?
Yeah.
First we gotta understand what voodoo is, or voodoo, as the correct terminology.
So is
Voodoo,
voodoo now voodoo?
yeah, it's voodoo. See, the Caucasian people, I may say it, they took the M off to make it more spooky, like boo. So
Oh,
they took the M off. But if you go like the Haitian or Haiti, most people still voodoo. So voodoo is a spiritual system as a
my family's Haitian, so you.
okay. Okay, so with voodoo, voodoo is as of Ifa also. You know, it's a form of Ifa. Every spiritual system is a form of Ifa, and I can break it down. That's why most people, if people have questions about any other spiritual system or what connects Ifa to any other spiritual system, I'm willing to answer those questions too. But I'm finna get to voodoo.
Before you do that, were you a Christian, and what made you change to this form of religion?
Yes, man. You know, I was raised up in a Christian home. You
Mm.
know, my grandmother was a Christian. She used to have Bible study at the house sometimes, you know, and I used to go to church every Sunday. But it was as of when I was going to church and I was coming up in life and I was growing up as being a teen, as coming of an age of a teenager. You know, I grew up kind of fast and I'm not gonna lie, I was in the streets. So I was still going to church, but I never found that connection. You know, I never really found that that grasp to this to make me feel secure and loved and protected by me going to church. So it was like I was still going and trying to find my way, you know, and I was getting I kept getting in trouble in school and kept like getting in trouble in school was from the age of 13 to 15. I kept getting in trouble in school and stuff. So at that age, I was still going to church. And I had started like really want to change, sincerely. Like I really want to change. I really want to change. I'm tired of people considering me bad. I'm tired of people looking at me bad. So I started getting baptized. You know, so I had started getting baptized, and it was like as of when I was getting baptized, it was like I still wasn't feeling nothing. I still was having the wrong mindset of life. You know, so in the midst of that, one day I was walking down the street, and it's crazy, but it was this Babalawo named Chief Ogunlade. He's very popular in Atlanta. He's one of the most highest priests here in Atlanta, Chief Ogunlade, and that's who I'm named after. And it's crazy because I was walking down the street and it was me and a group of my friends, and he just ended up calling me out of all my friends I was with. And then he just told me like it's something special in you. He was like was just basically just giving me a small read and it just let me know like I had a gift, that God had a purpose for me, that my ancestors wanted me to change my life and do right. That he gave me a message from my grandmother. He gave me a message from my grandfather. Then he gave me a message from Oludumare, from God, that he told me to stay away from the crowd that I was hanging with. And he had he told me to come in the house when he placed some Malekes around my neck. And these are spiritual beads that we use protection, or basically to recognize the energy that is presented, because we're not able to recognize these energies at the time. So he gave me an eleke for my ancestors. He told me it was for protection. He told me like to stay away from the crowd I was with. But at the time I was naive to it and I was hard headed, and I kept hanging with him. So I'd say like 2 years had passed by, and I was still, I was still going to church, but I wasn't changing. So I had got to the age I was 17 at this time, and then I ended up going to jail. And I was trying to find my way still, like God, okay, reading the Bible, these things, but I couldn't find that connection. So I remembered Chief Ogunlade. I'm like, dang, I remember the man. I need to go and see him when I get out. So I ended up getting out of jail and I went back going to see him. And he just told me again the same thing, to stay away from the crowd again. And then I ended up getting shot. And when I got shot, and I ended up getting shot by one of my friends playing with a gun. The same friends he told me to stay away. But it was like 2 weeks prior to me getting shot. He ended up telling me that I was gonna get shot. He was like, you need to stay away from guns because if you don't, you're gonna get shot. So I was like, I really, I ain't paying no mind. I was young, feel like I'm in the streets. I need a gun. I was hard headed. I'm gonna be real. I was hard headed, and I ended up getting shot. But when I got shot, I lost. When I got shot, I lost 7 pints of blood. The bullet was 2 centimeters away from my spine. And both of my lungs collapsed. So I died, and they say I died, but I came back. But through my experience, I remember my ancestors coming to me, telling me that things gonna be okay. Like, you gonna be good. You should have listened. Like, that's what my ancestors were telling me. My grandmother who had passed, my grandfather who had passed, my auntie who had passed, my uncle who had passed. They all four of them came to me. I never forget it. And then they told me, like, you should have listened. And they told me, like, you gonna live, you gonna walk, they just told me I was gonna be good. Like, you gonna live, you gonna walk, you gonna be good, but take heed to what's going on because you special and you have a destiny. And they said I had a destiny that I had to fulfill. And I said, okay. So in the process of that, I end up coming back. I ended up coming out of coma in 2 months. Like in 2 weeks. I ended up staying in the hospital for 3 months, but I came out the hospital the coma 2 weeks later. But my whole time of me being within that coma, I remember everything and I seen everything. You know what I'm saying? It was as my spirit still was moving here on earth. Like, I was able to see the doctors that came. I was able to see when my aunties came, my aunties came, my uncles came when they came to visit me. Like, I seen them, even though I was in a coma, I still was able to see them. Like, I was looking over myself, looking at them. And when I came out of coma, my mama asked me, like, you know where you was at? And I'm like, yeah, I know where I'm at. I'm in the hospital. And she was like, you know what happened? And I'm like, yeah, I know what happened. I remember everything. You feel me? Like, I remember everything. And I told her about the doctors that had came and seen me. I told her about my aunties that came and seen me when they seen me. I just told her a lot, and she like, how you know? She like, and she just was amazed by it. But then I just ended up telling her, like, yeah, ma, I seen them. Like, it was like I was flown over my body, and like I seen when they came into the hospitals and stuff. And then she was like, I know you ain't lying because you described everything they had on. And then she was like, not only that, the 2 doctors that you seen, they only came and seen you one time. They ain't never come no more. So she was like, I totally believe. So when I came out of that, it made me questionable, because I had been taught, like, okay, like my mama had told me, like, oh, you died and you came back. Like, she told me this. So when she told me this, it made me question, like, so if I died, why did I not see Jesus? If this who I was told to worship, this who I was told, when you die, this who you gonna see, that's who you gonna see, that's who you gonna welcome you into the gates of heaven. So it made me question it, like, okay, so why I ain't see Jesus? Why did I only see my answer? Why they only come to me, dude? So it strayed me back to Ifa. So when I went back to, I went to another lady named, I went to a lady this time named Oshun Tinubu. And when I went to Oshun Tinubu, she told me the same thing that Babalawo had told me, that I had a gift, that I had a purpose here on earth. She told me I was very powerful. She told me a lot of things about myself, that I was gonna be able to help and enlighten and give a positive message to the world. There was one thing that always stuck with me because I always like, why me? Why me? You feel me? Like, it can't be me because I had did so much wrong within my life. So then I started to understand I started to get more knowledgeable of what I was doing. I started to study and look more into it. So then when they started explaining about the ancestral DNA, how our ancestors work, how they communicate with us, then everything aligned back to me getting shot. And I was like, well, yeah, it was my ancestors that came to me. Okay, my ancestors are the ones that's gonna be at their gate waiting on me when I transition. So that's what I knew, like, okay, it ain't gonna be Jesus, it's gonna be my ancestors, my blood relatives that know me. And even ones that don't know me, they gonna be there waiting on me. So I started to look and search within E5. and then I end up learning and receiving the wisdom and knowledge that I have now about what Ifa is, and it still was obtained through my own trials and tribulations, because at the end of the day, I had started practicing Ifa for insight and wisdom and knowledge too, but I was also doing it because I understood that, if I do wrong and I do this Eba, that it can change my wrong, it can change it. It can change things, it can change it in a fair way. But what I did not understand when I first started was that one cannot try to manipulate the energies of the deities. So that basically means you can't manipulate your wrongdoing. If I'm not going to come into Ifa willing to relinquish all my old ways and my negativity, then I should not be coming into Ifa, period. And that's even in any spiritual system that you deal with. If you're not going to go into it trying to find your higher self and really remove the old you or the things that hinder you from reaching your higher self, then you're really not practicing what you preach, as they say. So if you know that you're supposed to be an image of God, then why not strive for that? We all make mistakes, but we make mistakes off of the decisions that we make. So we understand that our Ori, which is our head, controls our destiny. So it is our choices that controls if we have a good destiny or if we have a bad destiny. So we understand that our head must be clear, because we understand that if our head is not clear, then we're not able to receive the knowledge that we need to receive from our ancestors, from the Orishas, from God, and from our higher self. Because those are the four energies that governs your head, that governs your whole head. It's the energy of the unseen, your third eye, which is Orimeta. Then you have Oriatara, which is the top of your head that connects you straight to God, your crown, straight to God. That's why they say don't let everybody put their hands in your head, because your head take on energy. It holds energy. So if it gets the wrong energy, then it cannot receive the message that it need to receive. So this is the inner, this is the top of the top part of your Ori, your head, which is called Ori Atare, which connects you straight to God. And then you have the back of your neck, which is Ori Apaku, which connects you straight to your line of your ancestors. And this line of your ancestors go all the way down to your spinal cord. So if you understand the importance of your spinal cord, if you understand how your spinal cord is structured, then you will understand that it holds all the DNA to your ancestors, to the ones that lived before you, to the ones that created you. So from your mother to her mother, to her mother's mother, to her mother's mother's mothers, all the way down the line. So that's why we find our ancestors and we connect with our ancestors through the back of our Ori. And then you have the inner Ori, the inside, which is your higher self, that communicates with you. So if your head is not aligned, then that's why a lot of confusion go on with a lot of people in their life. That's why you find a lot of people always saying, well, I don't know what to do. But in all reality, you know what to do, but you're not trusting to do that, because you second guess it, because you feel as if I'm tripping, I'm talking to myself. So when a thought may come, because a thought that comes to your head, a thought not gonna just come in your head and tell you to do nothing negative. 10 times out of 10, every thought in your head gonna tell you something positive what to do. Oh man, you need to be doing this. But then it be us that be like, well, if I do that, then this gonna happen, and that gonna happen, and that gonna happen, and well, no, I shouldn't do that. So there's one not trusting their higher self. There's one not trusting God. There's one not trusting their ancestors. One not trusting their orishas. So You find a lot of people that say, "Oh, I should have just went with my first mind." What you think your first mind is? Or I should have went with my gut feeling. Your gut feeling is your umbilical cord that connects you to your higher self. Your umbilical cord, you feel me? That connects you to your ori, to your higher self. So that good feeling that we get, and it be like, "Oh no, don't do that," and you still do it, and then you be like, "Man, I should have went with my head. Man, I felt it in my stomach." You know, so there was the connection point of God, your ancestors, the orishas, your higher self, all them telling you not to do this, not to do that. You know what I'm saying? So when people are in the streets, right, when people are in the streets doing wrong, doing negativity, they always get a good feeling. They head always tell them, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this," but it be up to them to follow that or go against that.
Okay. You were telling us the voodoo, whatever that you was telling us something about, and I cut you off to ask you about what made you get into EFI. But I wanted to look at some statements. Someone just said that you lost your connection with God. That's what someone just put in here.
No, I never lose my connection with God. You can never lose your connection with God. Because God is, see, what most people don't understand this. I give thanks to God before I give thanks to my orishas, before I give thanks to my ancestors. It's always you give thanks to God first. Because in Ifa, what we understand this, and I must always explain this to people. In Ifa, we understand that God has given us everything we need to obtain what we want. And most people might be like, "What you mean God gave you everything you need to obtain what you want?" God have given us trees. God have given us the water. God have given us so many elements that give life to us, that helps us on an everyday basis. And these elements, what we do not know, are considered deities and orishas. So these elements that give life to us, that give life, that help us to exist, is the creation of God. So without God creating these things that give life to us, we wouldn't even be able to exist. And more people understand it. So more people go to God for their wants. More people don't just, "God, thank you for everything that I have. Thank you for everything that you have given me, God. Thank you for providing me with the water. Thank you, God, for providing me with air. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for the moon." Because these things is what powers us and give life to us. So people don't thank God for giving us everything we need to obtain what we want. Because now we have everything we need. It is up to us to make the right decisions to obtain our wants. That big house you want, you have the mind to do that. You know what you should be doing to be doing it. Most people say, "Well, I don't know." You do know, but you second guess it. We second guess it all the time.
Okay. Someone says, "Can you go to church and still believe it? Or can you practice EFI and do they still go to church?"
Yeah, you can practice E5, still go to church. You can practice.
And here's a question, because it seemed like I'm just from what I was hearing, there was a denouncement of Christ. So how? Because you said you didn't see Jesus, and so it's like you denounce Jesus.
No, I didn't. It's not me denouncing
No, I was
Jesus.
just asking.
Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna explain it. It's not me denouncing Jesus. It was me understanding that Jesus is not my blood relative.
Oh, okay. That's
You
what
see what I'm saying? So that's what I meant saying. If we overstand every spiritual system it is, because most spiritual systems come from EFI, no matter what, how people may feel, or people may say, "Well, no, Christianity didn't branch from EFI, it came from this, it came from that." But in Christianity, they speak about the Elohim. So if you know what Elohim is, and if you really say that you're a Christian, then that basically meaning that you speak Hebrew. So when you see these words about the Elohim that is spoken within the Bible, within Genesis, then you understand that these Elohim that they were speaking about were orishas, they were deities. These were the supreme or spiritual beings here to assist humans. So if you're a Christian, you go and look in your Bible. You can look up about the word Elohim, break down what Elohim means. You have to break with it. You gotta just go and look at it. Just go and search it and read, and you find within every spiritual system it is that is spoken about. It's not at its purest form, and the stories are switched and different names are put on these energies. See, we understand that it's really no face, it's only an energy. It's no face to it. We only put faces in to create an image so that we can basically understand it better. If I make Jesus look like me, I can understand Jesus better.
Gotcha.
If I make, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So we create images and we don't understand energies. So people got to understand that energy never dies and that it travels. So these stories that we hear through these religions, they all happen through different time periods. But their energy is the same energy from the beginning of time.
Okay. Do getting reading make you Ephi?
No, when you get a reading, it do not make you Ephi. The only thing that make you Ephi is if you get initiated as a priest or priestesses of the Orisha or the deity Orumila.
So that's basically how you become Ephi.
That's when you can say you're Ephi, because then when I say I'm Ephi, now I'm telling you I know your destiny. I can solve your problems. I can remove stagnation. This when I'm telling you I'm Ephi, like I'm Ephi. I can tell you the past, the present, and the future.
Okay.
But you can say that you are, like, if you get a reading, you would say I'm practicing Isheshe or Yoruba, Isheshe Yoruba, or you can say I'm practicing. It depends on what form of Ifa you go to, but you have Isheshe and you have Santeria and you have Lukumi also. So these are different forms of Ifa. From Western Nigeria, which is Ife Ile. Then you have Santeria from Mutanza, Cuba. And then you have Lukumi, which branched from Brazil.
Mm,
So all of it started from through the trade line from Africa and it came to America.
okay. So what is the name of God in Ephi?
We consider God as Olodumare.
Olodumare.
Mm-hmm.
And then she asks, is sacrificing necessary?
Sacrifice is always necessary, and not the form of blood sacrifice. You feel me? But just sacrificing, period. But not as an animal. No, you don't have to sacrifice animal all the time. Orishas might want a cake. Orishas might want 6 apples, 6 pears,
What is
bananas.
Orisha? What is Orisha? I'm trying to
An
figure out.
Orisha is a deity.
A deity. Okay.
Yes, like what I was showing downstairs, like those
Gotcha.
pots, like Orisha Yamoja, which is the mother of all Orishas, the big mother, the head over the, like, she's the head over the seas. She's over the ocean. She deal with all sea life within the ocean. She's that nurturer. She's that big mother. She's the female. They say she's the big mother with the big breast. That signifies that nurturer one that can feed a whole village. So that's the energy of Yamaja.
But I noticed most of them have alcohol. Do they all want alcohol?
Now, see, alcohol is as an evokement. You feel me? To help invoke the energy. You feel me? It's like the gin, the alcohol is a natural ele- form of an element, natural elements that create the alcohol that invoke the orishas.
Okay.
So they like alcohol, honey, like these are all different type of things that may be on the orisha.
Okay. So someone greatness says we are taught to not let people play in our hair. All my friends and I had Christian mothers. You know what, greatness? That was one of the things that I was always told. Keep people out of your hair. Don't let nobody touch your hair, especially the top of your hair.
Yeah, because that's the straight connection to God. And see, what we don't understand is our mothers and our ancestors, they told us these things, especially the women, because the women are the witch doctors, or they, oh, that's that root doctor over there. Oh, she's a witch. But we consider them as EIMEs. See, a woman is, see, what women don't understand, they have an ability to create manifestation to a level that is like right up under God. Like right up under God.
Look, I like that. Let me tell.
I'm talking about like right up under God. See, like most females don't even understand, like even when they have their menstrual cycle. When you having your menstrual cycle, you creating the egg. You really creating the egg that's within you, but it's not all the way what's the word? It's not all the way produced because it needs that sperm to make it to reproduce correctly. So without that sperm, you're gonna bleed it out, it's gonna drop out. It's gonna drop out. But there is a form of you creating life within you throughout the cycle. That's why y'all have a period like that. A cycle like that. This is why it's called a cycle. But like the woman is at the top. Like they have a powerful way of creating manifestation. And our great ancestors, which were the women, they knew this. So they was the ones that were hiding Ifa or the spiritual work or dealing with the elements around them. They was hiding it within Christianity. That's why it's already in women blood. Your great grandma blood, how she used to be like, girl, go out there and go and get some lemons, get some peppermint, get the tea. How she would just whip up all these herbs, and then you drink the herb, you be healed. Like, well, I just drunk that, I'm good. She just did a ritual. You don't even know she just performed the ritual. She just made a what they call it? She just made a potion for you. She just healed you with a potion. Or how she can come and just touch you and pray over you and heal you. You see what I'm saying? That is Ifa. That is the creation of Ifa. That is the ability that if women understand this and people understand this, especially melanated people, the stagnation that we find in our life or the thing, like it wouldn't be none of this. You feel me? Like we can be back how we supposed to be. You feel me? But it's we have lost sight of our true abilities. You feel me? And that's like I say, it start with our mind, then it go with our tongue, and we speak it. So you could be sitting here thinking about something, and then you speak it, and then next thing you know, it happened.
It happens, yeah.
But then you looking at it like, oh, but I think. But sometimes you don't even thank God.
Yeah.
You were just like, oh, what happened? Well, that crazy. I just was talking about that. You manifested that. But in order for you to manifest, it had to come from your head first. But it had to come down from God to get to your head.
Amen. Yeah.
So it go from your head and then it come out to your tongue. And then the image is created through vibration by you speaking.
Cynthia says, so basically Ifa helps align with the universe to manifest what we want and need.
Yes, what you want. Oludumare already. See, God already supplies us what we need.
Yeah.
That's why we always say we might not call on God when we want him, but he always on time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they just basically meaning even when you're going through your river, you can be down to your last. And then out of nowhere, boom, manifestation, you back. God got you. You understanding it. It is third. So with this, we understand that we must go through our trials and tribulations in order to define our true self, our higher self. That's why we go through these things. You feel me? We go through these things as a test. When we go through our trial and tribulations, we say, oh, but that was a test from God. What is God testing you for? God is testing to see if you're going to have good character. God is testing to see if are you aligning yourself to your higher self. So that basically means that you doing good without even asking to do good. This is like I tell people, you like it's like you know what you're supposed to be doing. Shouldn't nobody have to make you do nothing.
Yeah.
So this is like if you stand in a household with somebody and you know you're not paying no rent, you ain't paying nothing. You know the least thing you can do is clean up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, the least thing you do is try to put some grocery in the house. You know what I'm saying? You know, the least thing you can do is sweet, anything. You can do the least, but more people won't do that. You see what I'm saying? There's that living and just be being ungrateful. You ain't even taking the initiative to be grateful for what you have. So that's just like in our life, what we do all the time. God be giving us stuff, but we don't be grateful. We want more.
Yeah.
God give us a house and a roof over our head. Boy, this ain't the house I want, man. I really want that mansion, motherfucker. Like, I really, excuse my language, I really want the mansion like Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? But God be done gave you what you need. You see what I'm saying? But then you'll go to God and you'll be praying to God for it. God, please, I just want the mansion. You know, I've been doing this, God. I've been doing that. Like, God, I think I'm ready for the mansion. So you praying to God, manifest. Then next thing you know, God, like, okay, get what you want, right? I'm gonna give it to you. And then so you get the mansion, boom, you in it now. Oh, y'all got the mansion, boom. That thing, you know, you lose your job. And you like, hold on, wait a minute. I got the house, the big mansion. God, you gave me the house. And God looking at this like, I gave you what you want. You weren't even appreciative for what you needed. So I'm going to take away your wants. So now you're going to appreciate your need. So you got to reset. You got to reset because you wasn't being grateful. So that happens in our life a lot.
Okay. What is Ephi's creed?
What do you mean by it, as in like the creed, like the whole objective?
What do you mean by that, McQuinn? Okay. She says, sounds like they decoded the energy of our body.
Yeah, they did. They watered it down, you know, and they also help program us. So we did that. We have parts of that also.
Says, good evening. Does he believe that when we die, is there a place to go that is better than here on earth, or is heaven here on earth?
No, we return back to heaven. We return back to heaven. Earth is only our marketplace.
Yeah, he did mention that earlier, PDQ. That's true in most religions. You come when you need something, and when it's better, you forget God. Amen.
Yeah, God take it away.
Exactly. He's speaking facts, though. That's what Courtney says. And it says, it sounds like the same power of prayer. Why do we need to make an altar? Why do we need to make an altar? That's what she asked.
Okay. I have a lot of people that ask me this also. Okay, so the altar, it is a place that you sit and you channel this energy. So it's basically like a focus point for this energy so that you are able to connect with this energy when you need it. So it's basically as this altar is just sitting here just as of a representation of this Orisha. So it's just as of when you have your blood relatives that die, you create an altar. Most people say, I don't create no altar. You put their obituaries up.
You sure do.
You just don't do it all the way to the sense of appeasing this energy. So if you do it all the way to a sense of appeasing the energy, then this is what you'll do. You'll put a picture of your ancestor up there, your blood relative that had passed. You'll put a cup of water up there so that the energy can stay cool, so the energy will never be hot. You'll put a candle up there so that when you light this candle, you can let your ancestors know, hey, this is the lighthouse. This is where you come to. When I call on you, come right down here. Your energy don't have to travel all over the world to be looking for me. You come right here. So that's what that candle is for them. So then you put things up there. Well, my grandma used to like Coca-Colas. Put a Coca-Cola up there, grandma. I still love you. Your energy still within me. I know your energy in heaven right now assisting me. Here go you a Coca-Cola because you love them here on earth. I know they ain't got nothing up there in heaven because it's a man-made drink. But you love it though. Your energy love it. I'm gonna sit this on the altar for you. This for you. Oh, you want these 9 ladies? You like that candy? These was your favorite. You know, you said candy. Ooh, hold on, big mama. I ain't forgot about you. Let me cook you a meal. I don't know how to cook, but get what I'm finna do? I'm finna pray and put my spirit into this meal and let you know that I love you. And I'm gonna place it on the altar and I'm gonna leave it up here. until you tell me come and take it down.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get full. Go ahead and eat because I love you and I haven't forgot about you.
All right. Taisha said, if we are interested in Ifa, how do we contact you? That's what she said. She wants to know.
You can contact me on my Instagram. It is
Hold on, let me Mods, can you put down his Instagram, please? Go ahead while you say it.
okay. It's BAB OGUNADEOLA.
Spell it again because I don't think they all got it.
Okay.
Mods, hold on 1 second. Ready, set, go. Go ahead.
It is BAB.
B as in boy.
OGUNADEOLA.
Okay.
Baba Ogunlade Ola.
How were you able to say some of the stuff that you say? Those, because I was looking at, and when I was trying to do some research on it, y'all, I was like looking at some of these words. I was like, "Whoa, y'all know me and my reading, right?" So I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna try to say these words. I am not gonna do that."
Yeah, it just come from like learning the native tongue. You know, you learn the native tongue. Is E5 about money? Oh, I like to see that question. To a lot of, I'm gonna be real with y'all. To a lot of priests and priestesses, E5 is about money to them. So y'all gotta be aware of the people that y'all probably choose to go to. And then a lot of African people, they love to scam with E5, and they love to tell you first like, oh, you need a blood sacrifice, you need an elbow done, you got to pay me $500, all that $1,000 and all that kind of crazy stuff. But EFI is not about money. You know, if you paying money, you're paying for materials for the work that's needed to be done. So you should never be paying no outrageous price that you can't afford, because EFI know what you can afford and what you can't.
Okay.
So that's why most priests and babalawos should never set prices on their work.
Okay. Lutheran Church has a Apostle Creed. Where? Okay, you can read it.
Okay, where we're standing and saying aloud, we believe in God, the Father, the Creator of the heaven and the earth, and etc. Exactly. Like, ain't that's right. That's correct. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Explain what Ebo and reading and
Okay.
reading.
Okay. Ebo is Ebo, and a reading which would be like a dafa. Okay, so like a reading would consist of whatever elements that the your priest or priestesses is using, and the reading just consists of it really all depends on you what the reading explains. So I can't sit here and say the reading may explain it. Well, I can say this: it's maybe a Odu that may come up, blah 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 blah, blah Obara, we may say Obara Obe. So if Obara Obe come up and I see it and I see that, okay, Obara Obe came up and he's speaking in EB, which is negativity. So then I understand that one must be uplifted from stricken state of mind of poverty, that there's no virtue of being stuck in the poverty, that one must be industrious and go for what they really desire in life. What they really desire in life. And then with Obed, it was also say that only a fool know how to direct their life. If we do not bear suffering, they'll fill up a cup. We will miss the blessing that will fill up a basket. If I say at not in heat nor hasteful, you may miss the good things of the evening of the life. So when I see these two old dudes and they pop up and I see it, then I see that one is having trouble with making decisions, and that is causing stagnation within their life.
Oh wow. Okay, so is that your birth name?
No, that's not my birth name.
That's not his birth name. Oof. You taught me a lot today.
Yeah, I mean the knowledge I have is like a grain of sand in the ocean compared to the knowledge of God. Like we'll never We'll never stop learning. We'll always continue to learn. We'll always continue to learn.
This sounds like my affirmation, guys. Let me stop.
Yeah, we always continue to learn. My birth name is Trevor.
His birth name is Trayvon.
Trevor.
Trayvon.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you from Africa?
No, I'm not from Africa, but I have family from there, lineage.
Okay,
My
but
lineage.
you're from here in Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. She said some similarity. Pew pillar at the church is like an altar. Candles and incense are used, but sacrifice an animal is Old Testament of the Bible and no longer needed because Christ was the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah. So if Christ is that ultimate sacrifice, why do people still do wrong and repent? I mean, it wouldn't be no wrongdoing if Christ was the last sacrifice. It was just Christ was the sacrifice at that time that washed away all the sins that were committed in that time period.
So he doesn't know, Courtney. So E5 is not bad. How the state is making it. So exactly. So that's why I asked him to come on so we can get educated on this, because people always try to make things seem bad when they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
That's why knowledge is power, people. Knowledge is power. You can't let them to make you think that certain things a certain way because of what they want you to think. You have to open up your mind, understanding, and all.
Okay, this one thing I want to say right here.
Mm-hmm.
And these are like I always explain to people, and y'all gonna say I got a very great point with this right here. In the Bible, they teach us to fear God. So I always say, why they teach you to fear God? Because anything you fear, you run away from it. So if the Bible teaches or any spiritual system is teaching you to fear God, they teach you to run away from God, and nobody's really receiving the right connection that
But
they
he also
need.
said to love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, too.
Exactly. So anything that you love, you do not fear it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't contradict the two. You can't tell me to do that, and you can't tell me to fear God. I'm gonna respect God because God has the ability to remove me at any given time. Mm-hmm. So I respect you for your works, and I love you for everything that you have done to create it. But I'm not afraid of you because I'm not going to run from you.
Yeah, you embrace him.
I'm gonna embrace you because if I'm taught to fear God, I'm gonna run from you. I'm not gonna question certain things. I'm gonna just take it.
The Bible also tells us that God has not given us the spirit of fear either. So how does that, if God's not giving you a spirit of fear, but sound mind, love, and a sound mind, so why is it saying that for us to fear? So I understand what you're saying. I understand.
Yeah. So it's like,
I think it's more of reverencing. I don't think it's fear. It's respecting and reverencing him. Maybe that's
exactly
the terminology for that.
exactly.
Daryl asked, "What zodiac sign?" Daryl.
What my zodiac sign is?
Yeah.
A Capricorn.
Capricorn. Bunch of Capricorn, boy, I tell you. When speaking of gearing God, it means profound reverence and awe, especially towards God. See, it's not okay. Not to be afraid.
Okay.
That's what I was saying, Lady Coach. I was saying that. So if I believe in hell?
Yes. And guess what hell is?
Right here.
Right here.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Right here. This is what
gonna say that.
This is where all the corruption, this is where all the negativity going on that. Right here. All the killing, all the murdering, all the it's right here. So our spirits get trapped here.
So
If
when is your birthday? They said my little brother's birthday is January 8th. That's what what's the name said.
Oh yeah, mine. Okay, mine the 5th. I see.
Okay. So someone made an altar and posted it online. The comment below it said that it is set up wrong. What is the dangers?
Okay. With that, they say, okay, you got your altar set up wrong. 9 times out of 10, that person probably just set the altar up themselves off of what they head told them to do. So that is the correct way to do it. Can't nobody tell you which way to set your altar up.
Do you seek God for that?
Yeah, you go if your head clear, like they just like you know what to do. God, like you know what you should be doing. You know what you don't supposed to be doing. So
Hmm.
your altar not like you. It's not gonna be wrong if your head is clear. Your head is telling you put this up there, put that up there, set it up like this because everybody, and especially if it's an ancestor altar, because everybody ancestor is not the same. So they ancestor might want a little more different things than the next person ancestor might want. So there's really no danger in it if their intentions are good.
Okay.
It's all about our intentions in life.
Okay. He says this brother has knowledge and steadily growing. I respect it. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I do appreciate you coming on and explaining it because I really wanted to, because the internet has been going crazy with this whole goat sacrifice thing. And I'm like, oh Lord, I can't take it anymore. This is crazy. I can't
Yeah.
do it. So I said, let's bring somebody who is knowledgeable. And when I got the phone call today and I reached out to you and I was like, we need to explain and educate the people and let them not walk in ignorance, because if they
Yes.
if they let media control their thought pattern, they're gonna hate everybody, gonna think everybody's evil, every kind of um religious pathway or spiritual, what did you call it, spiritual
Spiritual system.
system.
Yes,
Every
ma'am.
spiritual system is demonic and all that. And so I just wanted folks to get educated and get understanding, because the Bible tells us to get understanding. If you get anything, get understanding, knowledge and understanding.
Yes.
Appreciate you. Any last words before we get off of this live?
Finna go, y'all.
What's your last
Okay.
word to us?
Uh, I just want to say Alafia Bogbo Ire. So may peace be upon everyone and may everyone get all blessings.
Say it again
All
one more
blessings.
time. Alafia what?
Alafia
Lafia
Bogbo Irewa.
Iwewa. Alafia Bobo.
Bogbo Irewa. All blessings come. May peace
Amen.
be upon all blessings come.
Same to you, my brother. You have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
evening, and thank you again for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Have a great one.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Wasn't that great? Wasn't that good? Black Beauty, it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. Thank you, everybody. Where'd she go? Thank you I got to play your song. She gave me so many super chats today. Let me put the song up there. Thank you so much, my dear. That's for you. Thank you. All right, guys. Don't forget, you can find him on IG. Did y'all put the name on there? Y'all didn't even help a sister out by putting his name on there. All right. So, guys, again, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Before you talk negative about something, learn about it first. And God will give you revelation knowledge. Whose song is that? I made up that song. That was me making up that. I made up that song together. I took some drums and then I put it. No, I mean, I didn't actually beat the drums. I just put the thing together, some sounds together, and made my own song so I could have my own, like, my thank you appreciation song when you guys give me an offering, a donation, because I am very grateful. So I'm grateful to you, darling, for blessing me today with the financial blessing. I thank you so much. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you, everybody, for coming back on here. Have a good one. Later. Bye.